This week on a podcast from beneath from 1985, it's Re-Animator.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
It has been established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life and committing acts of murder. The unburied dead are coming back to life, seeking human victims.
Mr. Poe, how's it going today, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm doing fantastic because I found. Have you heard the good news? I just want to tell you that because
No,
I found someone to follow, and he has a magnificent beard, long wavy hair like the Dal Sassoon hair, and I joined Jared Leto's cult. So yes, I'm doing fantastic now.
Oh, sounds interesting.
Yeah. Did you hear he started a cult?
I've seen something about it, but I didn't look too much into it.
Well, I thought it was pretty crazy. He started a cult. I'm just joking, by the way. I would not join his cult. Maybe I will. Maybe he's like, Psalm whatever. My Joker was the best one. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh man, no, I'm ready for this episode. It's going to be great, I think.
Oh yeah, it should be really good. Before we jump into the our feature presentation, you got anything you want to talk about first? Any news or?
Yes, I do. There is a Indiegogo campaign that I'm very excited about. It is a movie called Stranded. It is a Bigfoot movie, and it's directed by Sean Burkett. And it just kicked off today. For those that don't know, it is Friday night. But yes, it kicked off today, and I had the pleasure of talking with Sean. You've probably seen some of his work on. Actually, you can watch one of his films right now. It's on Tubi TV. It's called Don't Fuck in the Woods.
Very
awesome
good,
title.
very good film.
Yeah, it is. It's fun. It's campy. It's fun. But yeah, I encourage everyone to get behind his Indiegogo campaign. Sean, he's very passionate. He even did research on Sasquatch, and he read books. He read through testimonies, and he has a pretty neat idea. It's not just going to be like a Jack Link Sasquatch beating the shit out of everybody, but he has an interesting way he's going about it. So, but yes, I just wanted to say that big shout out to Sean from our show over here.
Yeah, so the movie it's called Stranded, correct?
Yeah, Stranded.
And they are on Indiegogo. I'll put a link.
I think I shared it to our group already, but man, go get that link and spread it like wildfire.
Yeah, I'll put a link in the description of this show. And then they got some pretty good what do they call it here? Perks?
Yeah, the perks. I believe, it sounds funny. I sound like an infomercial. Only for $10.
Yeah.
But
wait, there's more.
What did we got for him, Carey?
You can get the Blu-ray for only $69.
Wow. I really dig the.
But wait, there's more.
There is
a limited edition steelbook for $97.
I was about to say that the steelbook looks pimp. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it does look pretty. It looks nice.
Carey, do you remember back in the day when there was something called a DVD?
Yeah.
Remember those days? But yeah, he has a lot. All joking aside, I mean he has some badass perks. I think the producer perks are already picked up. To get killed by the skunk ape, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, whatever you want to call them, that perk is gone. But there's plenty more, and you know how they do the extended goals. So keep an eye out. If you can't do it this Friday, I mean, at least get behind it sometime
Yeah, they
because
have
it's going to be a good.
39 days left on their on this campaign before it ends, so you definitely have time to jump on here and help out.
Hell yeah! And then, besides me joining Jared Leto's cult, I did have some real news that's really terrifying. Samuel Little might be the worst serial killer America has ever seen. He confessed to over 90 killings across the United States from 1970 to 2013. He's already helped solve 30 of these cold cases. He wasn't the brightest guy. He was a drifter, but he has like some sort of like photographic memory. It's weird. Like he's helping them and the sketch artist, and you know what I mean? He's very detailed. It's freaky. It's just scary shit. But yeah, that's real terror right there. But yeah, I thought that when I read that story, I was like, holy crap. You know, I never knew who Samuel Little was. It's always the other guys, you know, you hear about. But this guy is probably the worst of them all.
So 93 people over 35 years, right?
He's confessed to 90. Or he claims he was involved in 90. It might have gone up. Shit, I don't know.
He's like the Bill Cosby of serial killers.
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, all joking aside, I mean, my heart goes out to the families that were affected by this guy. But I mean, he also said that he picked, and I don't know how any human being can think like this, but he said that he picked people or women that no one would miss, and that's just cold-hearted, man.
Right.
I mean, everybody serves a purpose, you know. It's a human life, but let's hope that he gets other things solved and or helps the cops do this, and it gets some, I guess, eases some of the family's pain, get some answers, you know.
Yeah, he says that he claimed he's killed 93, but they've only linked him to just a little bit over 60 of them. So
that's still horrible. God.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you have any cheering up news? I'm sorry I brought us down into the real world, but
there is another Indiegogo campaign that I've learned about recently. It's called The Hearts of Darkness: The Making of the Final Friday. And of course, we're talking about the Ice Cube movie. No, we're not. We're talking about the Jason Goes to Hell: The Final Friday. And we were just talking about this a little bit ago. Apparently, there was some controversy with this film that I'm not aware of that I'm gonna have to look into now.
Yeah.
And that's what this documentary is about. I guess it's about that controversy.
Well, yeah, you're right. I mean, this documentary, I know you're like me. You like watching documentaries and seeing what happens behind the scenes. And I wish everybody would watch like how their favorite movie got made, because it really opens your eyes to a lot of the BS that they have to go through, especially through the MPAA and all that bullshit.
Right.
Where they just totally massacre a movie or TV show or whatever. Yeah, the suits suck. We hate the suits.
Yeah, they got some really good perks on here also. They have looks like you can get like a chrome Jason mask.
No shit.
For one of their perks. It's $139, but still that's pretty badass.
Oh, for a chrome one, yeah.
Yeah. And then they have the typical where it's just, you get a shout out, name in the credits, all that stuff. Then they have the Blu-ray special edition. You get that. Then they have a bunch of other ones on here also. Blu-ray plus a poster combo. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have to investigate this story more, because like I said, I don't know what the controversy was surrounding this movie.
I know it's there's a lot of controversies in different movies, but it's also for the time it came out. as well. You know what I mean? Like if it came out during a certain time, there's even movies that were controversial back then that probably still is now. But yeah, I'm very interested in that, and it sounds like a badass campaign.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Chrome Jason mask. Who wouldn't want that shit?
And again, I'll put the links for that one down in the notes of this episode, and then we'll throw it over on our Facebook group page also.
Yes, so we'll share it all over. I'll share whatever we're talking about too on my personal social medias, Twitter, Insta, all that stuff. So, but that's pretty much what I had to share. Do you have anything else?
I would like to get your thoughts on the first 2 episodes, because I haven't watched the third one yet, of Creepshow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Creepshow on Shudder.
Yes.
Be a sponsor. God damn it. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, Creepshow on Shudder. I know we talked about it a little bit before. Like, I asked you if you're watching, and you're like, yeah. We didn't really dive into it like we're going to do now. But the very first episode, I liked the first story with Adrian Barbeau and Tobin Bell. That was a good one. And then
it was based off a Stephen King story, and it definitely had that Stephen King miniseries.
It did.
Short story feel to it. The way they shot it and everything.
You know what I think is cool, and I always look out for this kind of shit. It's the cool little things they have in the background. Like whenever they go and you see that corkboard it's like a little pin board or something. When it pans into the restaurant, you see Cujo, like a killer dog or a dog on the loose or something. You see a little blurb of Cujo.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I love when they do shit like that, and not a lot of people pay attention to stuff like that. But if you do, you're like, oh shit, they did that. That's awesome.
I usually catch stuff like that on my second viewing.
Yeah,
because the first time I'm just really like focused on
like what's going to happen,
and character, and all that, and then second viewing, that's when I'll look around for Easter eggs and whatnot.
But yeah, there's tons of Easter eggs in it, and they are on the right track. I think they really nailed it with the show. It captures the magic of the first one, I think. And then the second episode, I know you're a big fan of werewolves, and yeah, that episode with the werewolves, that was cool. The soldiers turned in, it was great.
Oh yeah, was that the second episode? Or
yeah,
the second? Because
I'm sorry.
Each episode has 2 stories, right?
It has 2 stories, but I'm talking about the second episode, first story on the second episode. Sorry, yeah. I didn't mean to jump around.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. It has 2 stories. I didn't really care for the second story on both of them. I don't know why.
Now, the second story in the first episode, that was the dollhouse, right?
That was, it was interesting, but that was kind of crazy. A little freaky. Yeah, I think if I was that little girl, I'd throw that fucking dollhouse out the goddamn window.
Yeah, it was all right. I mean, it didn't make sense, really. I was just like, I don't know really what's going on. Yeah. And I kind of like just lost it. I was just like, whatever.
Yeah, is the fucking thing haunted? What the hell's with the head?
Yeah.
I did laugh, though. It was funny seeing the characters all fucked up, like the little doll she had in there. She's like, I got you help, and it was a police doll, and then she bought at the store, and he ain't got no head. But yeah, second episode, I think it was the first story, was great. It was about werewolves, and I didn't catch this, but you did. And what was you told me you caught on that?
That the 3 of the, because this takes place in like World War II, right?
Yeah.
So 3 of our soldiers end up getting turned into werewolves, and each of them represented an established wolf. So we had your typical wolf man. He still had his clothes on, walked upright, he could talk. And then we had one of them turned into a wolf that resembled the howling werewolves. Yeah. And then the third werewolf was on all 4s, like American Werewolf in London style, like just the dog. wolf, and I thought that was really cool the way they done that.
Yeah, I loved. I love that one. That was great, and bloody and everything, um, and then the second story had DJ Qualls in it, and it was something with. I guess I was trying to figure it out. I don't know if you did. Like, was it just a demon that he had in the freezer? I mean,
Yeah, you're talking about the episode that was called The Finger.
yeah, the finger. Like you see the finger, and then he opens the deep freeze, and there's a demon in there. Or some.
Yeah, well, the finger that he finds on the street, I guess, eventually grows the rest of the body.
Okay.
Like the rest of the body grows from that finger. Now I don't know what it is. I don't know its purpose but it was yeah, that one was not really as interesting either.
Yeah. But we do have in that werewolf episode, old, awesome, great Jeffrey Combs is in it.
Jeffrey Combs, yes, he was awesome.
And spoiler alert, if you didn't see the awesome cover and awesome work that Carey does, we're talking about Re-Animator.
Yes.
And
Which
Jeffrey Combs
stars
is in
Jeffrey
that.
Combs, yes.
But yeah,
Yeah, I haven't seen episode 3 yet.
I haven't either.
I'm watching it tomorrow.
Yes, we'll definitely cover everything Creepshow on a podcast for Beneath because we're big fans of the show. So I am going to watch it tomorrow as well. We'll probably, you know what? We'll sync it up and we can watch it together, but we'll text each other back and forth about it. That'd be
There
cool.
you go. That's what we'll do.
Yeah, a live thread.
Yeah, on text message.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we can go and jump into our main feature here, which is from 1985, Re-Animator, directed by Stuart Gordon. And actually,
he's done a lot of awesome movies. Stuart Gordon has.
He has done a lot of awesome movies. I was going to say one of the writers on this, they actually give credit to H.P. Lovecraft, and it's actually H.P. Lovecraft's Re-Animator when you look at the title screen.
Well, and they say it's loosely based on that story. That's
right,
that's what they say. But I did want to say, I looked at the director of it. Sorry, I forgot his name.
Stuart Gordon.
Stuart Gordon. But Stuart Gordon, he's done a lot of cool movies that I like. From Beyond, 1986, sorry. And then 1987, Dolls is another good one. He's done great. And let's not forget another Jeffrey Combs movie, Castle Freak. He also directed
Freak,
that.
Yes, I just watched that one.
And Fortress. And Fortress. Fortress is cool. But yes, sorry. I went off on a rant.
That's all right. We like rants on here. Yeah, From Beyond was a good one too. But Re-Animator, like I said, based off of H.P. Lovecraft story, which is just called Herbert West. I think that's what it's called. Or is it called Herbert West Re-Animator?
You know what? I think it's just Herbert West, but it's confusing. Okay, the internet's fucking confusing because they can't get shit right. Because it says Herbert West and it says Herbert West Re-Animator. So we're just gonna go with Re-Animator.
That's what we'll call it. And it stars Jeffrey Combs, Bruce Abbott, and Barbara Crampton.
The lovely, talented, and beautiful
yes.
Barbara Crampton.
And so the basic story is after an odd new medical student arrives on campus, a dedicated local and his girlfriend become involved in a bizarre experiment centering around the reanimation of dead tissue. What are your thoughts on this one?
No, Re-Animators, it's a classic, especially if you were, a teenager, around the 90s and you were cruising the video store aisles. Re-Animator cover just spoke to you and you grab it and you go home and watch it. It's just a classic in its own right, and I can't say anything bad about it because it's a good movie, great story, and I never read the H.P. Lovecraft story, but yeah, I mean, shit, reanimating dead tissue. I mean, and all the craziness that goes on in this movie and practical effects that they have. I wanted to watch the making of this, but I love it. Re-Animator, tops in my book.
Oh yeah, now who done the special effects for this one?
I did not look that up, Carey.
No.
Oh man, but
Well, let's just see if we can find that real quick.
yeah,
I don't recognize any names on here.
yeah. I mean, shit, it was.
Oh, I do recognize one name. He was uncredited as a special effects makeup artist, and that was John Carey.
Wow. The rest in peace, John Carl Beekler. And we did a special spotlight episode on my other podcast, and just seeing his body of work and the stuff that this man did and created that brought so much joy and like that was badass moments in movies. John Carl Beekler is the best, and we're gonna miss people like that. So R.I.P. sir.
Yes. Yeah, they went through 24 gallons of fake blood during the shoot.
I can see that.
In the past, I guess the average for that FX team, their average was just like 2 gallons of blood per film.
God.
So
that's a lot of fake blood.
So when I was watching it today, I noticed that the opening theme song, very, very reminiscent of Psycho.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember it. I know you freshly watched it today. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I still have watched it several times. But that kind of makes sense. I mean, Herbert West did kind of lose his mind, trying to, he's taking on his professor's, experiment or whatnot, and he's trying to figure it out, and he just kind of goes crazy,
Again, the opening credits are really good too. They're kind of animated, just showing like basically pictures of like the brain, but they're like medical drawings.
Oh, like the old school.
Yeah, but they're like in different colors. It was really cool. And then, of course, it's playing that music, which, when I heard it, I was like, that's definitely the Psycho theme song. But Herbert West is played brilliantly by Jeffrey Combs.
I pretty much like everything that Jeffrey Combs is in.
If he's in it and I've seen it, I'm pretty sure I like it.
He's just one of those guys that just he just takes it, to that level, where you think he's a crazy person. They always have him play like a crazy guy, of course, Re-Animator, and then you had Castle Freak. He was a crazy doctor. They always, poor guy gets typecast as a crazy son of a bitch, but he does it very well.
He does do a good job of it. But yeah, when it first opens up, it's basically him. Well, actually, it starts off in like a hospital in, I want to say Germany or something, and I guess
Switzerland.
Switzerland, yes.
Yeah.
And, like a nurse hears like something going on, and she gets like the cops there, and they think that there's something going on in this like this doctor's office or something. And when they kick the door in, and we see that Herbert West is trying to give this guy like a shot of something.
The Re-Animator fluids.
Yeah, and this guy's obviously, there's something obviously wrong with this guy that he's working on, which is I guess like the doctor or the teacher.
It was his professor.
Yeah, professor. Yeah, I guess he was kind of with.
No, you're right, teacher, professor, whatever. But he kind of goes crazy. Doesn't he say like something about the amount? Like I think I gave him too much or something, like, or the dose was too large or something.
Yeah, I think that's what he said.
And his body's flailing around. He's like very violent. The professor is going ape shit after he gets this shot.
Yeah, so we're it just kind of cuts from there to um, another college, medical school, medical college, whatever you want to call it. And I don't remember where this one takes place at.
I think it's in New England.
We'll go with New England,
Oh,
and that's when we meet our other character, which is Dan Kane, played by Bruce Abbott. And I don't know if I've seen Bruce Abbott in anything else.
uh, well, if you're a horror hound, probably not. But if you watch other, I looked into it a little bit, and it's a lot of like lovey-dovey films.
Oh, that's probably why
Yeah,
I've never
exactly.
seen a lot of his other things here.
So yeah, I looked into his background. And I'm like, haven't seen it. I have seen it because I'm married. Haven't seen. But yeah.
I want to say he done a lot of. It seems like I've seen him in a couple of like full moon entertainment movies or like that sort of like low budget.
I don't know. I don't know. I know he's in Bride of Re-Animator. I do know that.
Right.
He does come back for that. Well, shit, I take it back. I looked it up real quick. The Prophecy 2, that's kind of a horror movie.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, there's other things. Television film is what he's mainly been.
Yeah, that's probably.
So,
Yeah, so we meet him as like I said, as our other character. He's also he's a student. We think he's a doctor at the beginning because he's performing CPR on a patient. And I guess there's other doctors there that are telling him like, look, she's not gonna make it, just stop. And that sort of comes back later.
he's like, no, I can do it. And they're like, stop.
Yeah.
You're not doing any good, man. She's already dead.
So he basically takes that woman down to the morgue, and that's whenever Herbert West shows back up. Now he's going to be at this school working with was he going to be working with Carl Hill, I think?
I believe so.
But then like immediately we have tension between the two characters because I guess this Carl Hill guy, Herbert West, thinks that he stole they
become roommates. That's how.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like the Carl Hill guy, which is the main doctor.
Yeah, I got you.
Because he blames him for stealing all of his ideas from Dr. Gruber, which was the guy that he worked with in Switzerland.
I think he's funny because his name's Hans Gruber.
Yeah.
Was that true, cowboy? Yippee-ki-yay. Die Hard reference.
Yeah.
People that don't get that. I thought that was funny, but go ahead.
First.
Which one came first?
Re-Animator or Die Hard?
That is a good question. I'm going to go with Die Hard.
Re-Animator was 85, and I should know what year Die Hard came out.
No, it's all right. It's the Ultimate Guy movie.
Die Hard was 88, so...
Oh, what?
They probably stole that name from Re-Animator.
I just died a little inside.
Or it's a like a crossover universe thing.
His dad, Hans Gruber Sr., was a psychotic professor.
And that's why he's robbing the Nakatomi Tower? Nakatomi Tower?
Nakatomi Towers, yeah. Oh, Plaza.
Yeah, the Plaza.
Nakatomi Plaza. We don't want any hate mail from you Die Hard fans, okay? We apologize. We're not perfect. But anyway, back to Re-Animator.
Yeah. So then we see, next we see Dan Kane hangs up a piece of paper on a bulletin board saying that he's looking for a roommate. His address was 666 Dark Dark something. I can't remember exactly what it was now.
which is the most metal address you could have.
Yes.
How do you? I'd hate to be the person like those apartment people that showed like, do you have any other apartments? Well, I got one. It's on 666 Dark Avenue.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I can't remember.
I want it.
I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure that it means something, but I can't really place exactly what that second part of the address is.
Oh. Well, anyway, it's still metal. So.
Yeah. And then this is when we meet our other main character, which is Megan, played by Barbara Crampton.
Mm-hmm.
She is the daughter of the dean of the college, and his name is Dean.
Dean the Dean.
Dean the Dean, yes. I think he's the dean. I don't know. I just know that he's the one that keeps bragging to the Carl Hill character that talking about all the grants and stuff that they're getting to come in. I guess because of the work that guy's doing or whatever.
Yeah. Has to go through the administrative paperwork, boring shit.
Yes. And then, of course, Herbert West eventually moves in with, what's his name?
Dan?
Dan, yes.
Dan Kane? Brother to Dean Kane?
Dean Kane,
no, I'm
yes.
joking. No,
Dean
Dan. Superman Dean Kane.
Yeah, so he moves in together, or they move in. He moves into his house, because he really likes the basement, because he knows he's gonna be able to do something there.
Okay, I just want to ask you a question. If you're gonna rent out a room in your house, and the guy goes, "I'll take the basement," wouldn't that send any red flags to you?
I don't know, because I think I would be the guy that goes, "I'll take the basement."
So I would be the one not renting to you. Okay.
Right, yeah.
I'll take the basement. Weirdo. Don't mind the dryer. Sorry, I missed it.
Oh, you're fine. I lost track there. I was trying to.
Oh yeah. We went. He wanted the basement because he's going to be doing some sort of weird. Well, we know what he does, but go ahead.
But I guess her Barbara Crampton character, Megan, she's kind of weary of this guy, right?
Well, he's kind of a little creepy dude.
And so she's talking to Dan about it, and then that's when they notice that their cat is missing.
Oh, Rufus, where is he?
Yes. And later that night, whenever Dan's asleep, he hears like a noise, and he gets up he's trying to figure out what it is, and he keeps hearing it, and he of course he's trying to knock on Herbert's bedroom door, see if he's there, and then he hears something in the basement, and he opens the door and like tumbles all the way down the steps.
Which was funny.
And that's whenever he sees Herbert like fighting with something, and we can't really tell what it is. But well, actually, I want to go back to another scene before, because they actually find the cat.
Yeah,
in his refrigerator.
Yeah, the mini.
Because like one of the best lines is "cat dead, details later."
Yeah.
But he's just trying to tell him that I guess the cat knocked the trash can over itself and suffocated itself. So like they've set up that the cat is dead. And then, like when we get back to this scene later on in the basement, wherever he's wrestling with something, we find out that it is the cat. That had it's now come back to life
and is going ape shit, and he's got some sort of. It's pretty funny to watch it, him with that cat moving around and shit. But yeah, that's a sight to stumble into, I believe.
Yeah, because this movie, it's listed as a horror comedy, but I don't know if it was do you think it was intentionally, like they were intentionally wanted to be a comedy?
Well, and it just, I guess we got to read the story, because maybe it was written that way. You know what I mean? Like, or it could have been a serious one. Maybe that's why they say it's loosely based. Maybe they tried to make it to where, yeah, it's a horror movie, but it's also a fun horror movie. Like, not to take it seriously like Halloween or something. Like,
Right.
this was meant to. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I just think if you have a scene where you're filming two guys fighting with a stuffed cat, there's no way to make it serious, right? It's
No,
gonna come off as, kind of goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they're like
there's
throwing it against the wall.
there's no way to make that a serious situation. You are correct.
No. So I don't think it was like intentionally funny. I just think it just turns out that way. But it doesn't like hurt the movie. It's not like it doesn't take you out of the movie at all. Like
Yeah.
when you're watching it.
Yeah, it makes it fun, and you're just paying attention. It entertains you.
Right.
And you're right. Yeah.
And then whenever Herbert's trying to tell Dan that he, that's the same cat. The cat's dead. I brought her back to life. And he shows him, he gets the serum out that he's made. The serum's called Re-Animator, right?
Yeah.
And of course he injects more into the cat. And of course the cat comes back to life. Now but basically the cat's almost torn in half now.
Yeah.
There's not much of the cat left that comes to life.
Yeah, because he's freaking out on him, like, "What'd you do to my cat?" And all he's like, "Watch," and he does it again and shows the cat all, like you said, jacked up and start moving around and stuff. Still funny.
And then Megan comes in, sees the cat, screams, and that's when. And then Dan just kind of escorts her out, and then it cuts to the next scene. Cuts to, I don't understand why he done this, but he goes to. This is Dan I'm talking about. Goes to the dean of the college, the husband of his girlfriend, and basically tells him that Herbert West has been able to reanimate dead flesh.
Yeah, that is kind of and I guess that's where it's kind of real, because if someone ran up to you and said something like that, you wouldn't believe them either. And I guess he was just like, hey, yeah, I guess he was. I don't know if he was telling on him or if he was trying to tell him, look, this is some breakthrough stuff.
Yeah, that's what he was. Yeah, he wasn't like ratting him out. He was telling him like, look, this is happening. Like, we have new, this needs to be, given out or whatever. Talked about more. But the dean, he's not having any of it.
Yeah.
He basically kicks both of them out of the college.
Which is kind of mean. I mean, he's trying to hand you something, you kick him out on his ass.
All right. So now they're wanting to obviously continue their work, so they sneak into the morgue where they can find like a fresh body, because that's their thing now, is finding like a fresh death or a fresh kill, somebody just that recently died. I guess thinking that there'd be more brain activity that the serum would work on. So that's basically what they're doing.
So they don't go ape shit. I think that's what he's thinking. Like, if they're already completely dead, like they didn't just die, they've been dead. Maybe that's why they come back all freaked out and shit.
Right.
Maybe that was the idea of going in there and trying to find someone that just passed on.
Yeah, so that's when they're in there, and that's whenever the dean shows up. Well, actually, they find the body first, because they find somebody that just had a heart attack, which meant there's no damage to like the brain or anything like that.
Yeah.
And they inject him. And I think they have to end up like doing like a double dose on this guy.
Which is a bad idea.
Yeah, because it basically creates like a super zombie. Of course, the guy was already bulky anyways, already probably a bodybuilder. But he like comes back to life. He's like, tossing him everywhere. And that's whenever the dean shows up, and he's trying to get into they're in the morgue, the meat locker. And he's trying to like open the door, but it's locked. And our newly reanimated corpse like just knocks the door over on top of him, like crushes him. like stands on it, and then like picks him up and he's like slamming him around, throwing, tossing him against the wall, bites his fingers off. I forgot about that part.
Yeah, yeah, the freaking crazy zombie Re-Animator went ape shit and started messing everything up.
Yeah, and then Herbert West has to take a bone saw and like stab him in the back and push it all the way through to where it pops out of his chest, which was that was like a really good special effect they did on that.
Yeah, I thought so too. Like I said in the beginning, I mean, the practical effects in this are really good. That's what I think made this movie as good as it is.
Oh yeah, definitely. The special effects definitely help. I guess I'll say the believability of it.
Of the bone saw going through him?
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
just that home, when it's not like the horrible special effects that takes you out of the movie. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
And there's no like really bad CGI blood that takes you out of the movie. So now the dean's dead, and now they get the idea of, look, he just died like seconds ago.
Yeah.
Let's bring him back. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna eventually get this to work. So they inject him with the serum, and now he comes back, but he's a little bit mad also.
Yeah.
Like fighting them and trying to do all that.
And that's the funny thing about this is they keep doing it, expecting a different result.
Yeah.
And they all come back psychotic when they tear them limb from limb.
Yeah, but they whenever the security guard comes back in there, they're like blaming the dean. They're saying that he killed that guy with a bone saw. And he was all crazy. And I don't understand why. Like, why did our Megan character, the daughter, why did she buy into it so much?
Yeah.
She had just seen him. Like, she just saw him before he come down here, and he was obviously upset, but he wasn't like a fucking lunatic or anything. So they lock him up. Well, actually, the Dr. Carl Hill, or the guy, I guess he has like a padded room in his office for some reason, and that's where he puts the dean at. And now he's trying to talk Megan into like signing over all medical rights to him so he can do brain surgery on him to find out what's wrong with him.
Which is weird.
Yeah, but she does it anyway. So
yeah. I don't care. He's crazy.
Yeah.
And
then I guess next is Herbert West is back down in the basement. He's trying to figure out why it's not working. And then the Carl Hill character shows up, and he's asking him about the I guess we're talking about
the Re-Animator fluid.
Yeah, we were talking about the Gruber guy first.
Oh, Hans Gruber. Yes.
Yeah, Hans Gruber. And then he tells him, what he done. He shows him, on a microscope, here's dead cat flesh, and I'll put the serum on there, and you'll see what it does. And then as he's looking in there, Herbert West grabs a shovel
and chops his head off.
Yeah, chops it, which was another really good special effect, which reminded me of the kill in Day of the Dead, where they take the shovel and put it in Day of the Dead. It goes in the zombie's mouth.
Yeah,
and just chops like the top part of the head off. That's what this kind of reminded me of, because he basically jams the shovel into his neck, and keeps doing until his head pops off. It's pretty good.
Well, and if someone hasn't seen it, Herbert West doesn't go crazy. Well, he is crazy, but he doesn't he's not a homicidal maniac. What he's trying to do is that wasn't Dr. Hill trying to blackmail him? So he wants to keep this hit, like you said in the beginning, he's trying to steal this idea, but he's also using it as leverage against Herbert and saying, right, I'm gonna ruin you or whatever, and then of course it drives. Not that it took much, like Joker says, it just takes a little push, and that's what happened. He chopped his head off with a shovel.
Yeah, then so now he has the idea of, look, this guy, this will be the one right here. I've got two pieces. I got a head and a body.
Yeah, now if he just goes apeshit, his head will just be like, rah, 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 you know.
Yeah, so then this was a cool scene too because he picks the head up and puts it like in a metal tray, but it keeps falling over.
Yeah.
So he has like that. I don't know what it's called. It'd be something you would put like notes on. It's basically like a wood block with like a gigantic nail in it. That's what, you'd put like notes on it, or you'd see them in I guess like at a restaurant. That's where they would put like the tickets on.
Yeah.
So he sets that in the bottom of the pan and like stabs that the nail up to the head to make it stand up. It was pretty good. So he injects the head with the serum, and then he also injects the body with the serum. Now, whenever Carl comes back, and whenever his head, wakes up, has been reanimated, he does seem a little bit more not as mad, right?
Yeah, he's not as crazy as the ones before.
He can talk. He's kind of he knows what he's doing, and for some reason he can still control the body,
which is pretty funny.
Yeah. So he makes
that whole scene when he's trying to get the body to cut over here, and the body's like,
yeah. So he basically tells the body, controls the body to, I guess it knocks out Herbert West, and then the body picks up the head, and it leaves. Yeah, just some really good special effects there with the with the headless body and then the head. I mean, obviously you could tell it was a fake head in some scenes, and whenever they would set it down on a table,
yeah,
it would be in a different position than it was when it cuts to the real head. But still, I mean, it looked good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, the camera angle, it's movie magic, but it is funny because, yeah, like you said, you can tell, but it just makes for great scenes, I think.
It's passable. It's still better than CGI. I'll put it that way.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so Dan is like going through because they find out that Dan has or not Dan, but Dr. Hill has basically done a lobotomy on the dean. And it seemed to have done something. I don't know what. He seems, I don't know, I guess less crazy now. But Dan's like going through Dr. Hill's files. And for some reason he has like a file on Megan that has like a bunch of weird stuff in it. And they didn't really go into that too much.
Yeah, they really didn't.
I mean, I'm assuming that he was in love with her or whatever. But they never really go into what, with that file man or any of the stuff that was in it. Because it had, like, hair and, like, stuff like that. And, like, really weird.
Serial killer-esque.
Yeah. Yeah, so another cool thing, too, is, like, the Dr. Hill character, on his desk, he has, like a plastic bust of, like, a head that has, like, I guess you get, like, like a medical display.
Yeah.
Half of it's, it's just, there's no skin, and then it kind of has like the layers broken down. And when we see the body later, like the body has that head sitting on top of it. As like it's supposed to be like hiding the fact that, this body has no head.
Yeah.
And he like carries the real head like in a bag. And that's how he sneaks back into the morgue. Because I guess his plan now is he's going to create like an entire army of reanimated corpses.
And take over the world.
Yeah. Well, that too, and he also kidnaps Megan. I guess he has plans with her.
Yeah, I think she faints or something.
Something like that, and he's shitting the body, carries her. I know the body carries her in there, lays her up on like the slab, And that's when she knocks like the head off, like the fake, that medical head off of it. And then
Yeah.
like they like strip her down, and that's whenever Dr. Hill like does his exposition of he's always loved her, blah blah blah. And he's like, and of course it's just the body holding the head up to her so it can talk to her. Well, which is pretty funny. He's like kissing on her and all this, and then it looks like he's about ready to he's almost going to go down on her. whenever
the
whenever
head
Herbert
is
West
giving head.
Yeah. And that's whenever Herbert West and Dan show up, and they start fighting. The body, trying get her free, and that's whenever he reveals that he's created all these other reanimated corpses, I guess for his army or whatever. So there's like a bunch of naked people.
Yeah.
Running around. And I guess she for some reason she's able to like make sense, talk sense into her dad or whatever, to where he now starts fighting the other reanimated corpses, I guess, to help them escape. So I'm not for sure if the lobotomy thing had anything to do with it or not. I don't know.
Yeah, it could have been, I guess because of the lobotomy, it kind of brought a little bit of him back.
It could
and he heard his daughter's voice or something, and yeah, he decided to help.
But during this entire scuffle or whatever, Herbert West gets like, he's gonna. I remember this now. He gets this bright idea to like stab, to basically overdose this one corpse on the serum. So he stabs like 2 gigantic syringes into it, pumps it full.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
And it basically the body just explodes, right? And like an oversized large intestine comes flying out and wraps around Herbert West, wraps around his head. He's like fighting with it. And he throws like his bag with all of his like notes and everything to Dan, telling him, just save my notes or whatever. And then Dan and Megan escape. And I'm assuming Herbert West dies in this scene. I'm not for sure.
I guess he was supposed to.
It's been a while since I've seen the second one, which the second one was what?
Bride of Re-Animator.
Was it Bride of... Okay, yes. It's been a while since I've seen that one, so I'm not for sure if they do some cheap, he escaped, or if they just forget that part even happens. I'm not for sure. But just for this movie, I'm assuming that he's dead.
Yeah.
And Dan and Megan are, they're trying to get out of the basement. They make it all the way to the elevator, and that's when one of the... I think it was the one that was like burnt. This guy, he was the guy that got hit by the semi, I think.
Yeah.
They kind of referenced earlier. But he basically like gets in the elevator with him and is like choking Megan, and then Dan runs and gets the axe out of the fire axe and chops the arm off, but it's too late. Megan is dead, which leads us right back to our beginning of the movie, where we have Dan carrying her into the exact same room, the exact same bed, where he's gonna like start doing CPR, and the same doctors there. They're all there. Yeah, it's the same outcome. She's not gonna make it, and of course, he finally gives up on doing the paddles and all that, and then he remembers the bag, so he gets like the bag out and he grabs the serum and a syringe, and we see him like get ready to like give her the shot. It cuts to black, and we hear her screaming. So does he give her the serum? We don't know. Or did she just like wake up?
Which I like. I like when movies do that. Kind of leaves a question, leaves it up to you.
Right, yeah. I was looking at
I was like, did I lose you?
No, no, no. I
What
was
are you looking
at,
up?
yeah, they actually on like when you go to information about it, they actually mention the name Hans Gruber as being the same character as not the same character, but the same name
Yeah.
in Die Hard.
Well, I guess the writers of Die Hard were big fans of Re-Animator.
Yeah, I guess.
So there you go. Without Re-Animator, we wouldn't have Hans Gruber taking over the Nakatomi Plaza
Jimmy Plaza, yes.
and John McClane saving the day. But yeah, this movie, I mean, like I said in the beginning, it's just a great movie. It's a fun movie. Don't go into it trying to take it serious, but it really is a cult classic, and it always will be, I think. Especially with the newer, generation coming up, and how horror has pretty much kind of become mainstream again, with Walking Dead and all these horror shows that they're coming out with. And of course the, Creepshow TV show. I mean, it's just, I think Re-Animator and all the movies that we pretty much talked about and which I've talked about before I became part of this, they're good movies.
Oh yeah, yeah. We only review good movies. Well, we have a couple of bad ones. We got a couple of bad ones on there, but
and I'm going to interject America's Dailiest Home Videos.
yeah.
Okay, I heard that episode. But yeah, I was gonna tell you in private, but I think I came up with a segment, and I thought it'd be perfect.
Okay.
Okay, and it's I thought of this, and I'm gonna share it with you. It's each of us. It's pretty much how to like make your own monster.
Okay.
Okay, so I thought it'd be a fun game to play. So, what monster would you build? Like, what parts would you use for your monster?
What
If you
parts?
could build if you could build a monster, what would it look like?
If I could build a monster, what would it look like?
Like Frankenstein it. Choose different parts and stuff from different characters or whatnot, and we'll see what you come out with.
Let me think. Well, what would you do? What would you build?
Let's see here. I'd probably have Freddy Krueger's arms, Pumpkinhead's height, maybe his body. Pumpkinhead's body, Freddy Krueger arms, and the glorious face of my new Lord and Savior, Jared Leto. So his face would distract people, and then he could just slice them up or
There you
stomp
go.
them.
Right.
So that's my make the monster this episode.
Okay, mine's gonna be a xenomorph body, right?
Oh,
And it has Freddy Krueger arms, but only the ones that he stretches out for like 10 feet
from
each
part
side of
one?
him, running down the alley. And trying to think what else I could add to it to make it more
you got the
badass than
arms.
that.
You got the arms. You got the body. Now, is it gonna have xenomorph legs?
That's what I'm trying to think of now. Like a different mode of transportation. And I
What was
can't
the fastest killer? Well, I mean, not all the killers are fast.
Oh, it would have the lower half of Johnny Five from Short Circuit.
I love it.
That'll be my creature for this episode.
Well, where's the head?
It's a xenomorph. Yeah, it's a xenomorph.
Oh, I got you.
Xenomorph from the waist up with Freddy Krueger's dryer vent arms.
Dryer vent arms. And then,
and then from the waist down, it's the Johnny Five tracks. Because he had those triangle tracks.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
I know.
tank.
Johnny
Yep.
Five. Yeah.
That'd be
No,
it.
I like them. I like your monster. That's a great monster. That's pretty terrifying.
It would be
So
terrifying, especially with
yeah,
the dryer vent arms coming at you.
this is true. I made mine like a weird Jared Leto T-Rex looking because I just pictured it. Pumpkinhead's body, tiny Freddy Krueger arms, and then his head.
Right.
And then yours is practically well. Oh, can he? Now here's a question: can it extend? You know how Johnny Five could extend and make himself a little bit taller when he talked like Don Wayne.
Sure, because he's got all of that, all those mechanics are still there. So
Very good monster. I think it'd be hilarious to draw him.
I may have to work on that now.
I thought it'd be a cool segment, how to make a monster, and this was the episode that I thought this would be great on because of Re-Animator. I hope you enjoyed it. I think it's fun.
We'll have to do that one some more.
Oh yeah. So there you go. Oh, and Herbert West glasses. No.
Yeah.
Jared Leto, Herbert West glasses.
Yeah.
But I guess is it time for our little rating system?
Sure. So, how many pretty goods do you give
Okay.
Re-Animator?
Pretty good.
What was that, 5?
Yeah.
5 out of 10?
Yeah. Why not? You know what? I want to do 8 pretties. Really? You know what? 7. 7 pretty goods.
Yeah, I was going to say 7. 7's a good.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to give it, was 7. So.
Oh, I stole your pretties. Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, 7 pretty goods.
Yeah, if you've never seen Re-Animator, definitely check it out. And of course, Bride of Re-Animator is good. Beyond Re-Animator is good.
Oh, that's right. Beyond. I forgot about that.
There was only 3 of them, right?
Yeah,
Re-Animator, Bride, and Beyond. I believe that's only 3. I keep thinking there was another like weird sci-fi or like Sci-Fi Channel had made one.
They could have. I don't know.
No, I don't. No, I'm not for sure. But yeah, definitely check it out. Like I said, it's on. You can get it right now. I found it on Shudder, is where I watched it at recently. That's the only place I can find it right now on streaming services. So if you want to watch it, just subscribe to Shudder. It's only like $5 a month. They got a lot of cool stuff on there, like Re-Animator, and the new Creepshow TV show is on there. So
they got a lot of cool stuff.
They do have a lot of cool stuff on there. I recently watched the History of Horror, which was I think originally like an AMC. It was on AMC, which I'm thinking now that the more I think about it, I think AMC basically owns the Shudder service.
I think they do.
I see a lot of AMC stuff on there.
Yeah. But also, if I could recommend something for people to watch, it would be that. But I also like Nightmares in Red, White, and Blue. It's a documentary. It's on Tubi. It's free. Check out Tubi. There's a bunch of cool shit on there, and it's free. And all it takes is for you to say download. So I say
free and uncut.
Download it. Yeah, free and uncut. Fun movies, a lot of independent stuff. Go check out Tubi. You'll find your new favorite movie there, I think.
Yes. And then where can they find you on the internet?
I am everywhere. No, they can find me. I'm trying to get my Instagram up a little bit more, so you can find me at They Call Me Mr. Poe on Instagram, on Twitter with the same handle. You can also find me at the Poe and Grim podcast, and of course, a podcast from beneath. You can find us there, and you can pretty much find all the crap that we're into on our website, the 1313 Inc.
Yep, and that's at 1313inc.wordpress.com. I would give you all. I can give you. I'm on Twitter, 1313inc on Twitter. I don't do much on there. I'm like, I'm not really good at the social media stuff.
I'm addicted to it. I used to be a recluse and kind of like the, what do they call it? Just like a little watcher. That's what I was.
Right.
And now that I've done all this cool stuff, you know, being a part of this show and the other show, and of course the B-movie TV stuff, I've become addicted to it, man. I can't. Every moment I'm looking at my phone, like, oh, what's this? But yeah,
I just suck at posting stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'll go months and be like, I haven't posted anything at all.
Yeah, I know. But join us on the Facebook group with a podcast from beneath. Get more active on there. I know this next year is coming up real fast. I know me and Carey talked about it. We got some awesome ideas for all the other things we're into. But to be more interactive on the group, especially, you know, if we put a poll out there or something, you know, just go to the group and post some funny picture or something.
Yeah, and definitely give us feedback or give us suggestions for movies we should talk about.
Oh, and don't forget to leave reviews too.
Yes, definitely.
Always forget that.
You can do that on either the Podbean or Apple or wherever you listen to us at. Just leave us a review.
And also,
give us the 5 stars.
Yeah, 5 stars.
Or
us
not.
5
It's up to
stars.
you, whatever
We'll
you
hunt
do,
you down.
Yeah.
But I know, and I'm not going to spoil nothing. And I know Carey's going to have some badass news. It's coming up. I'm very excited for it. It's for the show. That's all I'm going to say. But it's going to be great. I think everybody that listens to the show or follows it will really love what's coming.
Yes.
So that's all I'm going to say. A little teaser.
Yeah,
Keep listening if you want to find out what it is.
Yes, you have to come back. We're only going to talk about it on this show. I won't post about it on any social media platforms because I suck at that.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
no, I had fun with this one, man. It's good. And I think it's my pick.
Yes, your pick will be for next week.
Yes, for next week. And I think I picked it already in my head, and I'm just going to say it now. It's going to be Slumber Party Massacre 2.
All right, and I'll edit that out later.
Oh, shit.
I'm just joking.
I was like, shit, I thought we said it at the end.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so it's Slumber Party Massacre.
Yes.
But next week, I'll have to track that one down.
It's on Tubi.
Okay, it's been a while since I've seen that. So, yeah, definitely. So, everybody listening, go download Tubi, watch Slumber Party Massacre. That way you can come back next week and you won't be lost when we're talking about it.
Exactly.
And thanks for listening.
To get you, Barbara.
It has been established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life and committing acts of murder